We are ready to get started in our usual warm-up. Hands going side to side. If everything's feeling good, maybe start to turn a little more. Lift up your heel. Let your arms swing out a little more, a little faster. Beautiful. Starting to get everything moving, getting the blood pumping a little. Just a couple more here. And then bring everything back to center, starting with our side bends. Nice and active. Stretching through your side body. Getting your shoulders moving. Perfect. 2 more to each side. And then bringing your feet out nice and wide. Do some big hip circles. And then go the other way. Beautiful. Bring everything back in and come in for our high knee march. Maybe add in an arm swing, keeping those arms moving. Nice. Just a couple more here. And done. All right. Go ahead and grab one weight. We're going to start off with a medium, maybe a heavy, depending on how you're feeling. You're going to do a backward lunge, bicep curl, and then step up. We're going to do 30 seconds on each side. So grab the weight that's right for you. Here we go. Now, how far back should you step? I don't care. However far feels good in your body. And allows you to keep your balance and have everything nice and steady. Switching sides in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Beautiful, looking good. Almost there, you got this. And time. Beautiful. All right, up next, we're gonna start with a lighter weight because this is a kind of a new exercise. Again, technically it's a variation on an exercise, but we haven't done this particular one before. So what we're gonna do is a cross-body toe touch, but you're gonna step out and come down towards an upward toe. So you're gonna tap your heel, toes point up, reach towards it. We're gonna do 30 seconds on each side. All right, let's do it. So you're twisting, stretching a little through your leg, squatting a little through your other leg, keeping a nice flat back. Almost there. And switch sides. Looking good, guys. You got it. time. Perfect. All right. Next up, we have our weighted leg raises. So basically, feel free to grab a wall or the back of a chair or whatever if you need to. You're gonna stack the weight up above your shoulder, holding it nice and steady so you're working your arm. And you're just doing rear leg raises. Again, 30 seconds on each side. Here we go. Really squeezing those glutes. Beautiful. Just tapping the toe down, or even not tapping the toe down, just hovering, making your other leg do some work there, keeping you nice and steady. Switching sides in 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. Perfect. You got this. This one works not only the back of your legs, also your lower back. It's a great strengthener for your core. Time. All right, up next we have a wide row. So we're gonna do a bent over row, but we're gonna do it nice and wide so that we're working the backs of our shoulders more so than our lats. So get that nice 45-degree position, and then you're pulling nice and wide, just like that. 1 minute, here we go. If you haven't done this variation, you might want to start nice and light. And you can always adjust on the next set, or even in the middle of this one. If you start light and you're like, oh man, this was way easier than I thought, grab some heavier weights. Beautiful. Halfway done. Really squeezing the shoulder blades together at the top. Just working a different part of our back than we do with our narrow pulls. Almost there. And time. All right. Next up, we have chops. So we're gonna do 30 seconds on each side again. You're gonna grab one weight and hold it on the end, whatever that looks like for your weights. It could be this way, it could be this way. I don't care. Having your feet a little more than hip width apart, starting on one side, reaching all the way up to the other side. And then we'll switch at the halfway mark. Here we go. We've got a nice rotation going. Turning from side to side. Keeping our elbows soft. You might be able to feel it through your core, through your back, through your shoulders. Switching sides. Now, go in the other direction. Keep it up, you got it. Almost there. And time. All right. Keeping that one weight, we're going to move into front raise all the way up to a tricep press. So you can keep it turned horizontal or you can turn it vertical, whichever grip is more comfortable for you. Maybe try them both. You're going to bring it all the way up overhead, elbows in nice and tight, lower it down behind you, and then go the other direction. Here we go. Beautiful. Slow and steady on this one. Really making those muscles work. You got it. Nice, looking good, ladies. Halfway done. Keep it going, almost there. 10 more seconds. And time, beautiful. All right, set that weight down, give everything a good shake, and then go grab some water, because that is the end of our first set. We still have 2 sets to go, so get ready. All right, coming in for set number 2. I'm going to demonstrate the seated variations for this set. If you want to do the standing, stay standing, no worries. For the lunge with bicep curl, in a chair, you're doing just a chair lunge. So you're not so much stepping up and down, you're just stretching through the hip. Switching at the halfway mark, here we go. Beautiful. Opposite leg back from the arm that's doing the bicep curl. Helps you engage your stabilizer muscles. Working on your balance. Switching sides in 2, 1, switch. Beautiful, looking good. 10 seconds to go. Time. All right, up next we have that weighted toe touch. So if you felt like the light weight we started with was not enough for you, go ahead and pick up a little heavier one. Or if you felt like that was a good place, just stay there. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. For the chair variation, it's actually super easy. I'm just sticking my foot out, heel planted, toes up, and I'm getting a little more action through my back, and I'm curling the weight all the way up to my shoulder as I come up, rather than letting it stay by my side like I do for the standing version. Switching sides now. Beautiful, coming all the way up and reaching down as far as you can each time. 5 seconds to go. Time. All right, up next we have our leg raises, 30 seconds on each side. So back that weight above your shoulder, holding it out. If you're doing the chair version, you're gonna stay in that seated lunge and just kick your heel back. Here we go. Holding on to the chair for support. I'm just kicking back. I'm getting that same activation through the back of my leg, my lower back, my glute. And still keeping my arm nice and active, holding the weight up. Beautiful, switching sides in now. All right, here we go. Beautiful. Almost there. Time. All right, up next, we have our wide row. Again, you might want to go light, or if you felt like light was a little too easy for you, maybe you want to go to your medium weights, keeping those elbows out nice and wide. Here we go. For the seated version, I'm still flaring my elbows out to the sides, but I'm not bent over as far as I would for the standing version. So it does change the focus of the muscle action just a little bit. But you're still working on the backs of your shoulders and upper back. Halfway done. Some people call this one a rear delt pull because it focuses on the rear deltoids on the back of the shoulder. I just like to call it a wide row. Almost there. And time. Perfect. All right. Up next, going down to one weight for that chop. 30 seconds on each side. Here we go. Working all the way down and all the way up as far as you can while still keeping a nice soft elbow. Beautiful. Nice rotation. Switching sides in 2, 1, switch. Keep breathing, you got this. Ten seconds to go. You can do anything for 10 seconds. And time. Beautiful. All right. Last one we have is the front raise with the tricep extension. So again, find the handhold that works for you, horizontal, vertical, whatever. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. For the seated variation, I just make sure I bring my legs out far enough so I can lower the weight. So I'm still getting that good chest activation and shoulder activation, that front raise. And then working those triceps. Beautiful. Halfway done. Bring your belly in, like you're drawing your belly button back towards your spine, so you keep your core nice and active too. Ten seconds to go. Hug those elbows into your head. Beautiful. Time. All right, that is the end of set number 2. Go grab some water. We still have one set to go. All right, coming back in for our lunge and bicep curl. Grab the weight that's right for you, seated or standing, whatever feels good for your body. 30 seconds on each side, starting now. Nice, looking good, guys. Switching sides in 3, 2, 1, switch. You may find that you can drop your knee a little closer to the floor since you're nice and warm now. If you can, that's great. But if you were dropping it to your max steps to start with, good job you. I gotta warm up a little bit. But either way, as long as you're moving and it doesn't hurt, you're doing great. Time. All right, next up we have our weighted cross toe touch, again, seated or standing. Let's do it. Leaving the weight hanging by your side, or doing that hammer curl up to your shoulder, depending on how active you want your arm to be in this. Switching sides. Oh, now. Beautiful, 10 more seconds. Time, perfect. All right, next up we have those weighted leg raises. So stack the weight above your shoulder, and here we go. Remember, the more you hold that weight out and up, the more work you're going to get through your arm. Or you can let it relax on your shoulder if your arms have had enough for today. Up to you. Beautiful. 5 more seconds on this side. Switching now. Beautiful, keep it going. Almost there. Perfect, time. All right. Next up, we have our delt pull or wide row, depending on what you want to call it. 1 minute on the clock. Here we go. This is one of those exercises where I like to actually do the seated version because I feel like I can isolate more of my upper body here. Whereas when I do the standing version, that flat back, 45 degrees, really keeps your legs nice and activated too. Sometimes you want to isolate a muscle group. That's okay. Halfway done. Fifteen seconds. Almost there, you got it. Time. Whew, all right. Next up, we have our chops. So grab the weight that's right for you. Medium, maybe heavy. Up to you. And here we go. Beautiful. Halfway done on this side. Still breathing, still smiling. Switching sides in 2, 1, switch. Keep it up, you got it. Almost there. Time. All right, and then finishing off with that front raise into the tricep press. So grab the weight that's right for you. 1 minute. Here we go. Beautiful. Now, if you do decide to go a little heavier on this exercise, you want to challenge yourself, encourage a little more muscle development, make sure you take it slow. And you can always switch. If you do, 30 or 40 seconds with a heavier weight and you're like, whew, all right, done with that now. Set that weight down and go to a lighter weight or just finish out body weight. Ten seconds to go. And time. Beautiful. All right. We are done with our third set. Go grab some water. All we have left is our final stretch. All right, bringing it in for final stretch, guys. Starting with your feet hip width apart, seated or standing. Take a nice deep breath in, bring your arms up overhead, and then just fold forward, reaching down towards the floor. Pause for just a moment, take a nice deep breath, and then as you exhale, bend your knees and roll all the way up. Bring your shoulders up towards your ears, and then let them roll down and back. Deep breath, arms coming up overhead again. This time, leaning to one side. And then coming back through center to the other side. And then one more time, back to center. Fold forward. Again, just take a pause. Let everything soften. Deep breath in. And then on the exhale, roll up nice and slow. Shoulders up to your ears. Roll them backwards 3 times. And then roll them forwards 3 times. Beautiful. And then take one arm, reach it across your body. Look to one side, look to the other side. Maybe nod your head up and down. Find what feels good if you want to add that extra neck stretch. Beautiful. Take one more breath here. And then bring your head back to center and release. Go to the other side. Same thing. Look one way, look the other way. Try nodding up and down. See what feels good in your body today. And then if you find something that you really like, maybe go back and do a little more of it after class. Bring your head back to center and release. From here, we're going to bring our feet out nice and wide, again, seated or standing. And then you're going to reach down, opposite hand to opposite foot. Feeling that nice stretch through your side body. If you're doing the seated variation, you're reaching out this way, maybe with your heel planted and your toes turned up. And then coming back up and going to the other side. Seated or standing, opposite hand to opposite foot. Nice stretch through your side body. Might feel it in your back a little, maybe even in your hip. Depends on your individual body. One more moment here. and then release. Come back to center. Now, if you're seated, you're just gonna do a nice hamstring stretch, putting your heel out, toe up, and lean forward. If you're standing, same thing, but as you lean down, you're gonna also try to reach out and see if you can grab hold of those toes. In the seated variation, I find they're a little further away. One more moment here. And then coming back up and switching sides. And feel this stretch through the back of your calf, the back of your hamstring, maybe even your lower back. One more moment here. And release. Thank you so much for joining me today, coming out to play. I will see you on Thursday.